Welcome to the Brick Motor Cloud Podcast, where we share scaling stories of F&B and retail businesses. This podcast is brought to you by StaffAny and produced by Nila Studios. Today, I'm super excited to have me, Tommy, from Hey Claypot.
Hi, nice to meet you, Tommy.
Join us on the show today. Welcome, Tommy. Awesome, bro. Can you share a little bit more about your business, because you have so many things under your belt from F&B and many more. Maybe can you share a bit more of your businesses that you have?
Sure. I think since 10 years ago, I've always been in the F&B industry. But I didn't specifically choose F&B. Long story short, my parents were in the F&B industry as a hawker. And none of my siblings wanted to take over the business and help them out and learn the ropes. So I decided to join the business with my parents to help them do a little bit of heavy lifting. Then among all these years up to today, we have multiple brands. From Hey Claypot, we have Pioneer, we started by my parents, 销用豆腐. And then I started a 猪脚饭, which is 10年. Then there is a prawn noodle brand called Hey Me. There's a porridge brand called 彭家粥. Then up and coming, there's a Claypot brand, it's called 煲仔王. But along the way, I also have many other ventures in the F&B industry that did not go well. So from chicken rice, from opening a restaurant when I was 21 at Serangoon Garden. Yeah. So, but I don't see those as failures. I think those are really good lessons for me. Yeah.
I see. So in this F&B space, of course, the most recently viral one that I also personally enjoy is the Hey Claypot.
Right.
So how did you all come up with that concept, and what's the brand story on that?
I think we did not actually invented that Hey Claypot. So the first one that started selling the prawn Claypot was another brand.
Right.
So I remember vividly they started last year in May. I went down to they opened it in an industrial coffee shop. So I went down, it's like fully packed. Then I was counting the number of tables and then trying to go behind and communicate with their employees to find out what's their sales figures like that night. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, it's like 5 figures a night, right? High 5 figures. So I went back to the central kitchen and I was like telling my staff, my team, I was like, I have to open this, right? Because number one, their quality in terms of the food, I thought I could do better. Mm-hmm. I thought I could do better. The service, the branding, I thought I could do better as well. So that was when I took their idea and then tried to revamp it. And 1 month later, in June, I started Hey Claypot last year.
That's super fast execution.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
And currently it's at the Paya Lebar area, right? The Eunos.
Right. Currently it's at Paya Lebar. So previously when we first started, even before it was open, actually I took down 2 industrial coffee shops.
2?
Yeah, even before we even opened the first one.
Right.
So I took down 2. One is actually at Bedok. Then the other one is at Paya Lebar. Yeah.
Right.
But after that, because after like 6-7 months, this business actually, when we started, it was like I saw it as like a short-term opportunity, right? It was not something that I did not expect it to last long, because I thought that it was just a trend, right? And I don't really like doing things that are trend-based, because those things, they don't last. I always try to see whether things that I start can last for the next at least 3 to 5 years.
Or 10年or 100年.
Something like that, like heritage food.
Right?
Heritage food. So, but trends like these I don't really like, but I was too amazed by the result from the previous competitor. So I decided to start. So trying to use a cheapest way to enter, which is the industrial coffee shop, because those places do not have heavy human traffic. Mm-hmm. So you have to rely a lot on heavy marketing,
right,
to bring the crowd in, because there is no walk-in crowd at all. So thus the rental is like super cheap, right? Cents on dollar. So we took that risk and then doubled down on the food, the quality, the service, and also spent a lot of time on marketing. Spent a lot of time on marketing, trying to make this the viral thing at that point in time. And I feel that we successfully done it. Yeah, because like even till today, Hey Claypot is still around. Yeah. And of course it's not as popular like what it was previously, because at the heat of the moment, but it's sustaining.
Right.
which is very surprising to me because I thought that it will only last for 3 months. I will just get the cash and then just go.
But I honestly think that as a consumer, I really like the soup, the tang ti. Very, very well done. And I think the seafood, like what you got did, live lala and the live, what do you call it? Zubang, the mini bamboo clam. Mini bamboo clam that you all have. And then you all put down at the aquarium there, people see it fresh, right? Then the prawn, then like the whole hot pot experience.
Correct.
Then drink beer and chill with family and all. It's a very nice, I'll say a Sunday night or like weekend thing with family or even at night with a friend after drinking or whatever, like some kind of like chill kind of vibes, right? So one question I want to ask, how did you manage to create that brand even though you were not the first mover?
Right. So how did I created that brand, right? So previously my competitors, when I was looking at this competitor, right, I was thinking like, hey, what are they doing online? What are they actually doing online? Are they running any ads? Or are they doing any influencer engagement? So how can I actually differentiate myself from them? Or can I actually do more than what they're doing? And I think even these are just strategies, but in terms of brand color, the logo in itself, I think we see it very important as well to us. So the word hey, how did we came up with the word hey, right? We wanted something that was catchy, easy to remember. Hey was actually like xia,
right,
Hokkien,
prawn,
right? Hey, right? So like Hey Prawn Claypot, like we visualized that Hey would have been could be a brand. Like could be a brand on its own in future.
Right.
Because we were thinking outside of the Claypot realm, which I think we were right. Because that was when Hey Me started.
Hey Me
started,
right.
yeah.
It's Hey Me, yeah.
So yeah, it was. So I think in terms of the color, the design, and then the name, it was also very important. So I mean, the strategies that we can do, it's just that many strategies, right? So we were trying to differentiate ourselves from them, trying to look the brand, the tone of the brand, family, fun, with the bold colors. So trying to let customer feel the vibe. When they come, it's like, oh, it's just like a big group having fun, that kind of vibe. So yeah, that's what we try to do for
Do you
marketing.
guys invest a lot in like influencer marketing, like need to pay what do you call influencers to go and talk about it and do the Xiaohongshu's and the Google reviews?
Yeah,
and
we
the
also
Instagram?
we do rely on influencer marketing as well. So over the years, we have been collating a huge list of influencers. So in return, we would give them free food, free benefits, extra benefits for them. So they will just come down and then they eat. But we do not really heavily emphasize on the deliverables.
Okay.
We make it comfortable for them because like we're just confident that the food, they will enjoy it, and then they will actually do the courtesy of helping us just post a story is fine.
Right. Fundamentally, the food must be good first, and then
Correct,
do whatever they want, right?
Yeah. I mean, don't want to have false information as well. So.
Right. Did you previously also dabble into like marketing or study marketing before you have a parents' business, or was it like learn through the journey and like?
Yeah, learning the hard way. So I was not from a marketing background. In fact, I was actually from a banking and finance background.
Right, yeah.
So when I was 21, I started Nick and Tom Eatery with my cousin. So it was at that point in time, was also a very viral restaurant actually. But it was through a lot of hard work. When those days times were good. The economy was a lot better. So we learned it the hard way. We lost a lot of money from the restaurant until we bring it up. So we did not have any marketing skills at that point in time. So we ran the restaurant for a good 5 years. Yeah, good 5 years until today. It's not around already.
Right.
But we still have the IP, we still have the recipes, and anytime I can just bring it back.
On the right
But
time, right spot.
when time is right. So when I started the restaurant at age 21, I was trying to find where I can provide value to the company. Even it was tough, because when I joined my family's business at 18, all I could do was dishwashing, take orders at the store, and then just a little bit of simple cooking. So say bluntly, right, there is not much value that I can provide for the business. I'm just like another worker, right? So which I felt quite bad, and especially the employees at that point in time was like looking down on me, like not say looking down, like they would say like,
family one lah,
你是老板的儿子，为什么你需要做工？都不用做工，回家啦，不用啦，做工来做么？ But I tried my best to do what I can at that point in time to try to gain the respect. But I also knew fundamentally that I need to try to find out what I need to learn, what I don't know. I need to know what I don't know to try to one day help this business as a whole. So I even approached my dad. I say like, should I actually, I graduated from poly already. I say, or should I go into culinary school? So he said that actually, son, you don't have to go to culinary school, right? But you actually need to learn how to run a business. F&B is just the industry, right? But you need to understand how human resource works. You need to understand how accounting works. You need to understand how marketing, the other even the production, different parts of a business in the business, different parts of the business. He wants me to learn that. So because he's not very educated, he only studied in primary school. So yeah, he wants me to go and learn that instead rather than learn how to cook. Because he said that when you have the resources, you can always find someone that is a very good cook, right? But you need that support and infrastructure to how do we actually bring that nice product and scale it out.
Man, respect, man. Like most people in a good environment, they would like not want to do the hard things and all, but you actually hustle and like dishwash, run ops,
Yeah,
go
I
on
was
the
waitering
ground,
also every day.
waitering,
Yeah.
everything, and then you know what you don't know, and being humble at the same time, right? And then building your first venture, Nick and Tommy, and then after that, with of course Hey Claypot and many more Hey Me and everything else. So now for the group, right? Let's say we talk about a family business where you are also still helping on the
actively.
day-to-day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What's the size of it now, and like how many outlets, and what are you guys looking to develop towards in the next year?
Currently, we have about 23 outlets, and then we have about 6 different brands.
Right.
Yeah, 6 different brands. So, our plans for now is to try to build strong, solid brands that will last for the long term. So nothing to do with trends or whatever. We want to find the next heritage food that's here to stay, that people can eat on a regular basis. So that's what we want to do. So that's why up and coming there is a new Claypot rice as well, because we have been doing the Claypot steamboat for the last 1 year. So we're quite proficient with the Claypot as well. So we realized that we can also do Claypot rice, which is also kind of a staple, but the cooking process is relatively long when you go to other places, Claypot rice. So I was trying to find technology and equipments to try to cut down the cooking time. So traditional cooking for the modern consumer. Yeah. So that's what we're going for with the Claypot rice. And then up and coming, there will be a new restaurant as well. But
Sit down restaurant.
it will be a sit-down restaurant. It's a Cantonese food, but I won't review it much yet.
review it,
So
yeah.
I won't review it much. So yeah, keep it a little behind.
So also people always have a problem. They say that for people operating concepts in hawker centers, which I believe you guys have a lot of your outlets in
Right.
hawker centers, right? How do you manage to convince people to work there and stay there? Because
Right.
people always say hard to find people, and you manage to sustain such a brand to like 20 plus outlets and all. How do you do that?
I think it's really difficult, right? Because number one, I think to satisfy them, your salary really needs to be enough. You want someone to stand in like such a small space, and
Smaller
then
than the podcast recording.
right, it's smaller than the podcast recording, and then standing for 10 hours, and it's hot. There's no fan inside, so you better pay them well, right? Because if you don't have these people helping you, the business won't even be this business.
Right.
So number one, you have to pay them well, and number two, because like in a store, usually it's 2 to 3 people working, so the relationship between these 2 to 3 people needs to be very strong. They are like a family. You must know they are seeing each other more time. They are spending more time with each other than their family at home.
And also close proximity.
Right, exactly. So managing the interpersonal relationship is also very important. We have to satisfy their hearts and also satisfy their pockets. Yeah, so that's what we try our best to. Yeah.
Awesome. So for the more enduring brands, is it more of a footfall base? Like as long as you go to hawker center, there's enough people coming in, it generates a good revenue compared to the Hey Claypot one where you have to create marketing and demand drive. Can you share a little bit more about how is your business models different from the different concepts conceptually?
Understand. So personally, because I have a food court at Chai Chi, right? So at that food court, I will usually, because of the bad economic situation, there are some tenants that cannot continue.
Right.
So there'll be tenants leaving, but which is okay for us also, because we always want to start a new brand, and then we will just take over that space
And test out there.
and test out the concept. We just use our own space to test out, which is also more cost efficient. Right. So we have been testing out, and then now at the food court, there's 5 brands already. Total of 9 stores, 5 of them is our own brand. So we'll use that own food court to test it out. That food court is also a little bit industrial based. It's not really a shopping mall food court. So the foot traffic on the weekdays only relies on the office people around. And then weekends is pretty strong because there's a lot of kids enrichment programs and everything. Another model is the industrial canteen, whereby you totally do not have any footfall. So all the stores at the industrial canteen do not open at night because there is nobody at all. But this one, we really need to rely on a lot of heavy marketing and try to drive traffic to that place. You probably need to do some conversion ads or whatever to try to drive people there because there's no walking traffic at all. The next one is hawker center, which you say. I mean, hawker center has its crowd, but I mean, there's always pros and cons to every different business model. Even though there is a large walking traffic at the hawker center, but there are a few 150, 200 stores at the hawker center, which is very competitive. So trying to gain the attention and market share from the hawker center itself is also not so easy. But then there's also coffee shop, and then recently that I've been looking at is in the malls. I've been looking at the mall, so hopefully one of the plans in future is to try to enter the mall in a smaller scale, probably 1,000 square feet kind of place, and then try to test out the concept. So, but I've always been dabbling into rents that's a lot cheaper compared to the malls. But recently I've been wondering like, hey, maybe actually it's time I should try out something a little bit higher rent, but because the footfall is actually pretty strong also. So I think that's something I'm looking forward to as well.
Super, man. Like, I'm really excited because you actually run through the whole spectrum of all the way from coffee shop to industrial to hawker to now actual like mall and stuff like that. Actually, the whole spectrum and all the concepts are pretty well tested with time. So, what's the strategically, right? If you look at your brands compared to maybe another Yong Tau Fu brand,
Right.
maybe have multiple outlets, what do you think is the main strategic difference that you guys would focus on or be different compared to them?
I think for Pioneer, which is our Yong Tau Fu, right? Last time we used to be 100% handmade, right? 100% handmade from the prawn paste, from the pork paste, from everything, right? Even the tofu is handmade. But now because of technology and times, in order for us to scale, we cannot be 100% handmade, right? If not, we can't have the second or the third outlet. If not, you always just be one outlet. So in order for us to scale, we had to tap onto technology and equipments from the central kitchen, whereby currently at least we are still about 60-40. I mean 60% still handmade, 40% is still using the new equipment. So we can scale a lot better, right? So it's more efficient as well. Because like my dream at a point in time, when I started to figure out what I wanted to do, right, my dream was to scale the number of stores. I didn't see Pioneer as just a one store kind of thing, because like Pioneer, the name to me is very historic. I feel like my own personal view of it. Pioneer is like historic. It's a heritage. It's here to stay. It's strong. It's big. It's a legacy kind of thing. I didn't see it as just a one store and then whatever. I wanted to scale Pioneer. So that was when we have to introduce this kind of technology into it. And of course, it's been difficult because like comparing it to 100% handmade, there might be a slight difference, but we try our best to bring the best quality and service. Still not compromise too much from the handmade procedure. Yeah.
Right. That's a challenge for all the heritage brand, right? Like a lot of things that are very intricately handmade. How do you balance out using technology? And I think that you guys are trying to do a 60-40, 40-60 split and balancing like at least some things that you must be handmade, you handmade.
Right.
Some things can be, mass produced with factory and machinery.
Right.
That balance will be hopefully what is the secret formula over here.
Right.
So just now we talk about expansion. You talk about Pioneer going to have a lot more outlets. You talk about, the new Claypot brands and a new restaurant coming in. It's really, really aggressive expansion right here. But let's talk about toughest story.
Right.
Could you share a time where it was challenging, that you had to overcome something that was a failure that you probably can share with our listeners on overcoming it?
Right, I think one of the toughest story that I had. I think I had a few. I think probably two. Actually, it's two of them. One was when I started Nick and Tom for the first year, and then I was losing money every single month. I was losing 5 figures every single month. So back then, my parents had to support me, right? Because I was 21. My parents had to support me, but they have faith in me. Even after 1 year, I still remember the text. I borrowed 50,000 from them. And then say I would revamp the whole thing. Because previously it wasn't even called Nick and Dom. Previously the shop name was called Fuer Tai. Yeah, it was called Fuer Tai. But yeah, so that was one of the lessons that I learned. Second one that's pain point that I am still actually trying to work on currently is actually the expansion of Shinian. Right, because I expanded a little bit too fast. I was super aggressive. I was opening at the point in time I was opening 4 to 5 outlets a month. 4 or 5 outlets a month. At the peak, I have 46 outlets. At the peak, I have 46 outlets. So then COVID came, and then a lot of mismanagement between all the joint venture people working in the store. So I was trying to fly before I even learned how to walk. So that was a very tough lesson for me. But I think everything happened for a reason. Because when I met that failure, at that point in time, I only had Shinian and Pioneer. But today I have 6 brands, upcoming to 7. At least I know previously where's my mistake. I shouldn't have been so aggressive. I think there's a bubble in my head, thinking that I have to reach to the 100 outlet Pioneer, right? Yeah.
Race to 100, right?
Race to 100. Yeah, because even at a point in time when I was younger, Fei Xiong was my role model.
Inspiration, yeah.
It's my inspiration also.
Right.
So I wanted to be like them. I say like, if they can do it, I think I should be able to do it as well. So I was spamming. I was just spamming outlets. So we were opening even on the news like every single month we'll be opening 4 to 5 outlets. But I learned it the hard way. Lost a lot of money. I think everything happened for a reason, like I say. So I will learn how to better improve my systems, my foundations before I go to expand aggressively.
Right. I'm going to double click onto both the failure story to share a little more texture to the rest. So when we talk about the we call it Fu Tai,
4 代, yeah.
to evolve into
Ning and
Ning
Tom.
Tom. What was the biggest learning that resulted you in I need to evolve the brand? Something is wrong. Like what got you to say I need to pivot? I need to
At that point in time, right, when it was called Fu Tai, because it was at Serangoon Garden, so nobody, lunchtime 12 o'clock, right, there was nobody even nobody want to come even to the menu. There was a menu stand outside the store, the restaurant. Nobody want to come and see, just because of the name, Fu Tai. So like, at that point in time, it was not like today. Right. People are a lot more open to Chinese cuisine, but at that point in time, it was actually not like this. People at Serangoon Garden was like, what is this? We thought it was a cool idea, right?
Funny name,
Yeah,
right?
funny
Like
name,
joke,
but
right?
yeah, because we wanted to earn our own money.
Right.
Then we called it Fu Tai. Then the brand story was like, oh, we wanted to use our hands, we want to work and then try to earn the money for ourselves. We don't want to rely on people. But I think they did not resonate with the idea. So people didn't even want to come and see the menu. They didn't even, but the menu inside, right, was Chinese fusion. We have even chicken chop, we have cheese bee hoon, we have beef bowl, beef rice. So like what I say, I think at the point in time when decided to call it Fu Tai, I think it was a mistake lah. But then after that, when I wanted to pivot, I was thinking like, I have no idea what to call it. I know the name is an issue already. But then at that point in time, I really don't know. But then that was the height of the personal branding. That was the height of the personal branding, 2021, 2022. People started to talk about personal branding. Right. So I was telling my cousin, I say, a lot of customers says like, we like pasar malam, we sell a lot of things. There is no direction. Right. We got Chinese food, got Western food, got fusion food. What are we? I have no idea what to name it. That was when I say, hey, how about we just call our own name? Because we have Chinese food because I like Chinese food. My cousin is younger than me, he like Western food. So that's the reason why we just put our name on it. And then people start to resonate with it. People start to resonate with the story. Like, hey, so it's actually 2 youngsters, 2 Singaporeans. One is 18 years old, and then the other one is 21 years old, trying to open a restaurant. Then you get a lot of attention. And that was when just a simple name change. The menu, everything was the same. The interior decor was the same. Nothing changed. Just the cover page of the menu, change name. The signboard, change name. People started to resonate with us. And people started to support us. So it was something like, I think it was a lesson of marketing.
Right.
I was like, wow. Even like previously when I was on interviews, right, they were saying like, what was a big change that you make that suddenly like you have no people, suddenly you're more people than the entire row.
It's not menu, it's not food, it's name, branding.
So branding, I think branding is something very important. I think many years back, even 10 years ago in my parents' times, right, 10, 20 years ago, so long your food is nice, you will definitely have customers. But today, right, it's so competitive. Everybody's food is very nice. It's very nice. Singapore is like is a food city, right?
The bar is damn high, yeah.
The standard is very high.
damn good,
The
yeah.
customers' palate
Expectation.
expectation is very high. So in order to stand out, your branding and your packaging, how you how you stand out from the crowd. How do you be the pink elephant in the sea of grey elephant? I think that is something that a lot of F&B entrepreneurs will be struggling like. Till today, last time we did not need to do like TikTok videos. We don't need to be on like or in front of the camera. Why do we have to do that?
Right.
We just focus on what we do, right? And then we will have customers. But today, in this era of digital, social media, it forces a lot of bosses, a lot of young bosses also coming out with the stories and personal branding lah. But yeah, we will try to adapt and learn from that.
But that's a very good learning for everybody that's trying to do your own F&B or startup. The naming is actually very, very important, and the personal branding side of things is key. On your end, when you changed the name to Nick and Tom, did you guys also actively, create a post, social media,
Right.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Were you all very, how you call that, hardworking on that? Like
At that point in time, we were very active.
Very
So we were very active, and then at that point in time,
very intentional, like always posting, always.
funny story was I was inspired by the Daniel Wellington strategy. Daniel Wellington is the watch,
Right.
so that he used a lot of micro influencers. So he was reaching out to a lot of micro influencers and then giving them like QR code, a promo code and then giving them free watches.
Right.
So I copied the exact same strategy. So at that point in time, that's in 2021. So I was giving out free cheese bihun to influencers, to people at that area. So Instagram has a function that you can see location,
Right.
location, and then you can see like, hey, this exact account was at the restaurant beside you. So I was DMing them. So most likely they probably stay nearby or whatever, right? So I'll just DM them with the restaurant. I say, hey, this is a free bowl of cheese bihun. You do not need to do anything in return. There's nothing you need to do. You just come in, eat, and then you walk out. I did not ask them to do
No
anything.
strings attached.
No strings attached at all. Because I know that visually, I just need to make that bowl of cheese bihun to be to be very nice, to be a wow thing, right? So they will automatically take. So, and in the end, that happened. Yeah, so I was sending about 5,000. It reached to a point I was sending 5,000 influencers a month. Then after that, I couldn't handle. So the following month, I hired 2%. I hired 2 secondary school students, I think. 2 secondary school students or poly year 1 students to help me send out. And I was giving them like 20 cents DM.
Wow.
Yeah, to mass send.
That is super entrepreneurial,
Yeah.
man, and that's the way that you push the business up through, personal branding, influencer marketing, renaming, and that's why like Hey Claypot and Hey Me and all stuff is like the branding direction is more.
So that's why Hey Claypot. That's why we learn from those mistakes.
Right.
So that's why when we first released Hey Claypot, I think it was it did well.
Then going back to the second mistake or second learning that you have, right? That we share, which is you expand too quickly to 40 outlets. And then you mentioned that actually the concept, you had a lot of people that run away or or is it because in your concept is like you mentioned JV or something like that, and then like how do they run away? Like what happened? Like how do they run?
Long story short, right? So I understand I wanted to expand multiple outlets, right? I wanted to have 20, 30 outlets. And I know that I cannot do it myself.
Yep.
And there are a few ways. I can franchise, I can joint venture, I can work with someone and then work with another company.
Borrow money and
and then I just open myself. There are a few models, right? But at that point in time, all these 3 models was not what I want, right? Franchisee, like at that point in time, I was receiving a lot of franchisee offers, requests. But those people, they are very rich. They have their own business. I did not want someone to that has no safety, that already have a safety net, that come and do my business. They just want a return on investment. So I did not want to work with people like that. And at the point in time, I was like, there's a quote, right? The more lives that you can change, then the wealthier you are. It's about how many lives you can change. It's not about the money. Then I started like, actually I can go and look for those delivery drivers. I mean, they are just working based on commission. They do not have like CPF and whatnot, right? I was asking them, how much are you all earning? And I mean, they are self-employed, right? So I was telling them like, do you want to come to my 10年 brand, learn my thing for 3 months, and I will let you open your own store. I will support you I will support you upfront, or if you have the money, you can come up the half of the money. I will give you 50% equity to all these people. So they were like very interested. So in the end, it was like,
That's
I was like
crazy model.
crazy
actually.
amount.
Yeah.
And then at that point in time, I was pretty low key about the model at that point in time because nobody was doing it. So I was opening super fast. Because like, and then I had like an incentive model. If you go and find someone for me that's interested to join the business, I will give you an incentive. Exactly.
Understand.
It was like MLM business. There was like MLM model.
But physical store, actual product that people are eating every single day, and then they can train their own tuti and whatever, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's awesome,
So
man.
that was actually It was an MLM model and then with the Hai Di Lao model, trying to piece them into two. But then again, I think I expanded too fast. I think really too fast. At that point in time, I think with 40 plus outlet, I had like 300 employees. Yeah. So it was crazy. It was crazy. So, but everything came crashing down, right? Because like the systems, like, because when we're earning money, everybody will be happy, right? They'll just take the money, 50-50 split. First time in their life, they see so much money, right? Because so long the food is nice, right? You open at a correct location, the food is nice, the service is good, you'll be profitable, right? But they took it for granted. Because it was the first time that they seen so much money.
First time they do their own business.
First time they own the business,
right?
they
Cash flow.
emotionally like, hey, I'm a boss now, right? I'm a boss now. Then, hey, maybe it's time I get a car, I buy a car. So at that point in time, funny story was, at that point in time, right, they were driving nicer car than I was.
Then you were driving.
Yeah, they were
For
driving
one
nicer
outlet.
car. So then I was like, shit,
Something wrong.
something wrong.
Yeah.
Something wrong. The money, something is wrong. But I think it was too late. It was too late. So yeah, but I learned a lot. So I take it the hard way. Like,
So what will you do differently on this? Because I think that the MLM model, well, people say MLM is like always a dirty word. It's not.
Right.
It's a business model, right?
Right.
And like Hai Di Lao have done it in a way that is very, very
that it works.
elegant, right? And then you done it to 40. So how will you redefine and do differently compared? If let's say now you got a chance to say, hey, I want to redo this JV model, this 50-50 model, I want to redo this. How will you do differently?
I was too impatient at that point in time. And then I didn't set the system right. And then because like everything was manufactured at the central kitchen already, right? The learning curve is about 3 months. But I shouldn't have just let them work for 3 months and then straight away let them open.
Right.
Because the truth is not everybody is suited to be their own boss. Right. I think the background check of these people were pretty important. I think at that point in time I was just like, hey, whoever
Anybody also can.
wanna join the gang, just join.
Right.
Right. There was no background check involved, and then like there was no system involved, like territory wise. So in the end we were like opening so many outlets,
Some nearby each other,
we were fighting
cannibalize. Yeah.
So it was like that the Amoy Street area, I have 5 outlets. So that 2 km walk, right? I have 5 outlets. Yeah. So Maxwell I had one, Amoy Street I had one. So it's like walking Sago Street I had one, just opposite. So yeah, but I think I was at that point in time was really I didn't ground myself. Like I was like chasing and running. And I thought like, oh, I'm gonna make it in life. You know, then a lot of the attention was coming. Like suddenly everybody know who I am. Like, wow, hey, who is this random guy? And then like got 40 plus outlet
Right.
in a short span of 1-2 years. Yeah. But then I think today I'm a lot more grounded. And one very important phrase is 不要一步登天. And that's what my dad told me lah. 不要一步登天. Slowly, one step at a time. But unfortunate also that I learned that big mistake when I was still in my 20s. Today I'm still in my 20s. I can always fight again. Because I have went through so many different mistakes, started so many different things for F&B. I only need to get it right one time.
You're right.
I just need to get it right and I will do it. I will make it. So I think persevering, don't stop, because F&B is really tough. It's not that I'm in this industry, that's why I say that. But F&B is really very tough. It's very, very tough. Even the employees, it's very difficult to hire as well. Very hard to manage as well. And the cost doesn't really make sense anymore to do F&B. But a lot of people are still trying their best to do it because of their passion, because of their fire in them. If I wanted to do something that will make a lot of money, I would not have been in F&B. And that's the truth, right? I would not have been in F&B. I would have probably done online selling.
Property,
just go be a salesperson, right?
Right,
Selling
right.
property, and there's not lesser problems involved, right? But then I would say don't give up, really don't give up. You have to persevere, and you just only need to get it right once. Right.
So moving to the next section of our show, right? We want to talk a little bit about metrics and in tech stack. So you operate under so many outlets and so many brands, right? Actually, are you all metrical or not? Do you all have like dashboards, like numbers and stuff? Like how do you actually? Because I assume you're from banking finance, so you definitely have numbers, right? So how are you managing all this?
I'm guilty about this, but because the numbers, I'm more focused on the operational side, but I think I should have been more numbers focused as well. So previously, I think I was like not really number focused enough. But the number focused part is in my marketing. Is in my marketing. So for marketing side, we are very number focused. The number of shares, the number of so this video, how many seconds do people watch finish? What video convert? What kind of idea do well? At which point of the video did they leave that video? So we were very numbers driven on the marketing side. So that's where we can continue to produce high quality content for our business. For business, we are very numbers generated on that marketing side. But I think I'm quite guilty of not being number focused enough on the finance side.
Alright.
Yeah.
How about things like food cost ratio? Because a lot of people in the show, they hear like the other guests, they talk about like sit down restaurant. They always say try to keep food cost about 30% and stuff.
Right.
In
General matrix.
hawker coffee shop, like a 10年百年 kind of concept, what's that ratio that you guys aim for? Because it's a different concept altogether, different
Food
type of
cost,
product.
our food cost probably about 30% as well.
Also,
But our rental is significantly lower.
Okay.
So probably about like 15-20%.
Okay.
15-20%. So sometimes might be even lower.
Wow. Okay.
But the issue with that is, right, usually for hawker centers, like even for coffee shops or whatever, the rental, we actually prefer rental that are a little bit higher. We prefer the rentals a bit higher because like rental is low for a reason.
Yeah, it's like a
Rental is
ghost town
low
or
for a
something.
reason.
Right?
So if you want a place that's a very low rental, you need to make sure that you can drive traffic to that place.
That's why marketing is key. That's why you push your marketing so hard.
Right. So I actually spend a lot of time on marketing as well and the operation side. So yeah, but we will prefer like rental that are a little bit higher. That's the reason why also in future plans we are looking into going to the malls. But there are also like HDB malls.
Right.
They are run by HDB. They are a lot smaller scale. So the rental is a little bit cheaper. So because I have not set foot in this business model in itself, I think that's something that I'll be looking forward to try as well.
Right. Then how about labor cost? Because if you look at restaurant, they always say also like what 30%, right?
Yeah.
But then you're on physical, like lesser people per outlet, right? Like so, how is labor cost for you also?
The labor cost is pretty high. You see, last time, even like 4 years ago, someone working 10 hours, right, has a salary of 2,300. Today, the salary is about 3.8 to 4K.
So actually, wow, that's an assumption.
crazy.
Your
And
labor
that
cost
is-
is higher.
Yeah. The labor cost is a lot higher. Labor cost is a lot higher. A lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of people do not want to work in F&B because it's really tough. It's really tough. So the salary, our fixed cost has increased drastically. That's not including the food cost. That
Right.
has also
Right.
increased.
So food cost you
So-
try to increase a little bit, but you can't maintain 30%. You say right? Then
Right. So a lot of people online, you will see articles that say, "Oh, expensive renter killing F&B." Actually, it's not the renter.
it's the labor cost for you.
Actually, it's the labor cost. Actually, it's really the labor cost that is killing it. It's just those people, I would say, they do not really understand the whole process in it in
Right.
F&B. Actually, labor is the one that kills us.
Right.
It's not
right.
renter. It's not
Right.
renter. Yeah.
That's a huge learning from you guys because usually we always talk about food cost, rental, labor, but then from you tell me rent can be 10-20%, food can be managed at 30, means that is really the labor that kills businesses. So a huge learning on
Because
actually
it was something that
yeah.
it just happened on me, right?
Right.
You see, I have 100 employees, everybody's salary is almost double. So
Shag, bro.
the cost is
Double.
Yeah, it's crazy. The cost is crazy. So meaning my margins are getting smaller and smaller.
Right.
Maybe last time I can have 25-30% margin. Today my margin is probably 15.
Right.
15, 10. It's crazy. It's crazy because of the cost. It has increased. Right.
So one of the question over here is that do you guys think about expanding your outlets when your base outlets are all like profitable already, or like do you guys aggressively currently push new concepts?
So from the mistake that I made with Shenyan, right?
Right.
That was I only had 2 brands and then I was pushing so many. One brand I have 40 outlets. So I reverse it, right? So today it's like dropshipping, right? So I'll be trying a lot of new products. I will fail in some of the products, right? It's not like every single thing that I start will do well, but I have to be fast. I'll be very fast. If I open and then I test the concept, it does well. Okay, good. We can continue and then see where we can open next. But if it fails within the 3 months, hurry up, close.
3 months is the time you give.
Yeah, 3 months is the time we give.
Very fast, bro.
Yeah, we hurry up, we change to the next one. We don't waste time. So like what I say, like you need to be right once, right? So we're very fast in that position. So rather than opening, it might seem like we are very aggressive. Opening, actually it's not. I mean, today we have 20 plus outlets, but we have 6-7 brands, right? So actually it's not that aggressive. The average is still alright.
Right.
So rather than just focusing on one brand and then having so many outlets, we want to focus in the next 5 years to have a lot of multiple brands. They are strong brands. They are here to stay. And then each of the brands have like 4 to 5 outlets. Is good enough. North, south, east, west, center.
Right.
And that will be good enough. So we have been trying a lot of new dishes, new food, and see whether we can try to replicate and make it better. Yeah, I think that in the industry peers, there's a lot of other people's food that we can learn from as well. It's not necessary that you need to start something from scratch on your own. I think the best, I forgot what's the phrase, the best artist copy or steal, right?
Right.
But then, yeah, we try to take something, a product, and then try to revamp it and make it even better. Yeah, I think that's what one of our strengths is.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, they say. Yeah, you can learn from the best and then after that, develop it yourself. Moving to business transformation, because we talk about cloud and digitalization, right? Maybe can you share what do you guys do in investing in digitalization and some examples that help with your business a lot?
I think previously, because being in the hawker center business, right, a lot of the hawker centers do not have POS system, right?
So you're early in that.
They actually don't. We were quite early into the POS system thing,
Right.
compared to the rest. Because like a lot of them, unfortunately, because in the hawker center setting, there are a lot of elderly people. They don't know how to use the POS system.
Right.
But we tried to bring it in the very early stage of our business, because I think one thing is quite important. It's not only that we need to tally the sales figure, but also, right, because through the POS system we can know like, this customer, did they add on this product, or did they not order this product? So I know like the demand and
Or each SKUs
all the
and
data,
stuff.
all these matrix that this bitter gourd is people actually really like. I cannot remove this product from their bowl. So this really helped us lah. So like people, they prefer the dry version, they prefer the wet version. So I think that was I think more important. Why we needed the POS system, so that we can continue to innovate and make changes along the way.
Right. Want to shout out to your POS system that you're using if they're doing well?
Honestly, I forgot.
Then too bad, cannot shout out. Now what about after this investment in POS being such? So what's next? Like, what's one area of digitalization that maybe you are looking at to continue improving?
Definitely. I mean, not to. Definitely is StaffAny lah.
Oh, yeah,
The HR. Yeah. No. I'm not saying this just because, but because
Yeah.
the truth is, I've been working in the other segment of the business that
Right.
I neglect this portion of the business.
Right.
So when you were sharing with me how StaffAny can actually help, I was very impressed. Like I didn't even know such a thing exists. I'm a little bit of a boomer myself.
20-plus-year-old boomer.
Yeah, I'm actually quite a boomer because I live majority of my years at the hawker center.
Right, with older people.
So yeah, I didn't know like, it's something so fascinating, which I need to get kickstart on. So because if not, it's always manual work, right? It's a lot of manual work. It's a lot of manual work, and then like because I was like taking it for granted because I'm not the one doing it. My office staff is doing it, but then I realized that they are taking a lot of time to just get this done when we have a system in place that can just do it like this.
Right, and hopefully help you reduce your labor costs also.
Exactly.
So moving to the final part of our show, which is the rapid fire question. So I got a few questions and you try to answer in one sentence or one word. Alright, you ready or not, bro?
I try my best.
Try your best. Who is someone in the industry whom you follow and learn a lot from?
My dad.
What is one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you were first starting out?
Never 不要一步登天.
一步登天, the same one you
不要一步登天.
mentioned just now.
Right.
If you had a son or daughter that want to join you in this journey on F&B, what advice will you give him or her?
Don't come.
Don't come, do something else.
Do something else.
If you were to dine in any of your concepts now,
Right.
what is the craving set that you will say, hey bro, you first time come and try, right? Try this one first.
Porridge.
Porridge first. What liao? What kind of arrangements?
Pork intestine, pork liver, egg,
Awesome.
century egg and salted egg.
We are going to be good friends. I also like this one, Ni Zhang and myself. So, how should people interested in your brand or your story on your personal brand follow you the most?
You can follow me on Instagram. So I'm quite active on Instagram. TommyPang96 on Instagram. Yeah.
Are you willing to offer one mentorship coffee session with an aspiring F&B entrepreneur?
Sure.
Awesome. So now actually it's the end of our show. We'll let Tommy give a final word of advice before I end today's podcast.
To all my fellow F&B entrepreneurs out there, let's stay strong together and never give up. I think one day we will see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Never give up, man.
Never give up.
Thank you, Tommy. Amazing.
Thank you.
Cheers.